Hello guys, welcome to my stream. This is day 2 of my stream. We are preparing for WAEC 2026 physics, both practicals, OBJ and theory session. If you are joining me this evening, you are welcome to this live. And today we will proceed from where we stopped yesterday. If you have not watched yesterday's video, I would advise you to watch that video because I dropped some tricks and tips on how you can answer examination questions. So please, if you have not done that, it will be very good if you will do that. So today we're going to be solving the question you are seeing being displayed. This is one of the past questions, and I told you guys we are going to solve this question today. So let's begin. This is question 1. The diagram below illustrates a pulley. Take note of the word pulley system, and this is under machine. So it is used to raise a 10 kg load. So given, I told you when solving your problem, especially in section B, for OBJ, nobody will be asking you to show your workings. But for section B, you would be demanded to do that. So given from the question, we are given M to be 10 kg. I hope you can see my display. Then, if the effort F, the effort here is the force applied. So the force applied, which is effort, we're going to use E to represent 70 Newton. Needed to raise the load is 70 Newton. Calculate the efficiency of the machine. So we are looking for efficiency, which is unknown. Then we are given G to be 10 meters per second squared. Are you here? So look at the machine here. And from the machine, if you observe, you will see that the diagram has something unique here. So if you observe, we have 4 wheels. We have 1. Let me use red color here. We have 1. We have 2. We have 3. And we have 4. So our velocity ratio, okay, is 4. Is that clear? Our velocity ratio, as given from the question, is 4. So if that's the case, we need to find the load because the effort is given in Newton. So we need to satisfy this SI unit because this is in kilogram. Is that clear? So converting this mass to Newton, which becomes load, our load will now equal what? mg, and it's going to give us 10 multiplied by 10, which will give us 100 Newton. So that becomes our L here. I hope you are following. So if we continue, please, I told you our pulley system, our supporting pulley system here is 4. So please take note of the rope segment in order to be able to count the number of wheels, which will give you the velocity ratio when you are solving your question. So for us to find efficiency, we know that the formula when you are solving, you should know that efficiency equals mechanical advantage, one of the formulas, divided by velocity ratio. Why are we using this? Because already we have velocity ratio. So with that being said, we need to find mechanical advantage. Is that clear? And we know that mechanical advantage equals what? Load divided by effort. Load divided by effort. So that our mechanical advantage will now equal, what is our load? 100 Newton divided by 70, which will give us what? 1.43. To give us 1.43. I hope you are following. So if that is the case, then with this we can confidently look for or solve for efficiency. So the efficiency from here will now equal, what is our mechanical advantage? 1.43 divided by, what is our velocity ratio? Our velocity ratio is 4. Hence, we know that we need to multiply this by 100. Okay, so if you do this, our answer becomes what? 35.7%. So our option B is the correct answer. I hope this method I use here is clear to you. So please go through this video and then check the working so that you'll be able to solve these particular problems. I hope you are following. Then if you have any question, please drop them in the comment section so that I can help you out with it. Is that clear? So let's proceed with our next question. Our next question is question 2. Look at the diagram. It says the diagram below illustrates the force displacement graph of a body. Calculate the work done during the first 20 minutes. Are you seeing this? The first 20 minutes of motion. So if we are looking at this, you see we have force here in Newton and we have displacement, and this has to do with work done. Okay, because we know that work done or work equals force multiplied by distance. So we can be able to find that using this particular graph. So, and the work done is equals to the area under the graph. The area under the graph will equal our work done. And remember, it has been specified for this 20 minutes. Sorry, 20 meters rather. Yes, 20 meters, not minutes. Okay. $10 meters. What do we have? We can solve from 0. We can solve from 0 to 10 meters. Then we'll solve from 10 to 20 meters. Is that clear? So we know that force is constant. And what is the constant value for this force? It is at 50 Newton. Is that clear? So we know that the area of rectangle, okay, the area of rectangle, let's assume is W1. Let me use red. Let's say it's W1 equals 50 multiplied by what? By 10, because we are dealing with area. Okay, so you can just say maybe base times height. Maybe if I use that term, you might easily understand. Is that clear? So we're having base times height here, which gives us 50 multiplied by 10. So our W1 will now equal 500 joules. Is that clear? That is from 0 to 10. This is 500 joules. Then from 10 to 20 now, the force decreases linearly from 50 to 15. Yes or no? If you observe, it decreases from here to here. So from 50 to 15. Is that clear? So our W2 will now equal what? What is the area? The area of trapezium. We have half what? Base times height. So have 1/2 into 50 plus 15. Okay. Multiplied by, please don't mind my space here. Okay. Multiplied by, we have what again? 20 minus 10. Okay, this represents our base, this represents our height. Is that clear? 20 minus 10, we are looking for the differences between this 20 and 10 so that we'll find the correct answer, which will give us 10. Then for this, we are adding 50 to 15. Is that clear? So with this, our W2, permit me to use this side, W2 will now equal what? 1 over 2 into, what do we have? 65, right? 65 into 10. Okay? So that our W2 will now equal 325 joules. My pen is, don't know, is not reacting properly. Just manage what you are seeing. Is that clear? So our W1 was 500, our W2 325. Is that clear? So the total work done now, will now equal what? During the first 20 minutes, we'll sum them up to give us 500 plus 325, which will give us what? 825 joules. 825 joules is option what? Option B. So we have B and we also have B as our correct answer. Now this is what I want you to observe. Do you see that 500 is in the option? Can you see it? 500 is in the option, right? What about 325? Do we have it? They didn't include it here. But the fact is, all these options you are seeing, they are not just fixed here. The examiners, they have taken their time also to do try and error. They also think like students, and then they solve halfway, and they derive some certain answers, and they put it. So they are not the answer would be far away from the correct. That whichever method you use this idea for free. Yes. So if you are very, very meticulous with your solving, you make sure you solve to the end. Don't just rush. If it's somebody else, he will stop here because it is in the option. But you should understand the main concept and how these problems are being solved. I hope you are following. So please, that is the solution to this problem. Now, if you are part of this live, can you answer question 3 for us? Drop the answer to question 3 quickly. Even though I've written some things on. Can you see question 3 clearly? If you can see question 3 clearly, can you attempt? Yes? If you can see question 3 clearly, let me hear you. The dispersion of light would result in which of the following phenomena? Is it eclipse? Is it shadow? Is it rainbow? Is it mirage? The person here that owns this already has written something on this. But the fact is, we know that dispersion of light, or of white light, let's say it that way, the principle of rainbow operates based on this. And that is a fact. Because mirage is just one of it. But this rainbow occurs based on this principle of dispersion of white light. Okay, but why mirage occurs based on total internal reflection? I believe you must have been taught based on this. And then eclipse and shadow are just obstruction to light. Okay, but for rainbow, it exhibits total internal reflection plus refraction. So that is why dispersion of light is the splitting, the separation of light into its constituent colors. Okay, the separation of light into its own spectrum. So when we have white light, let me use this medium to explain this. White light will give us 7 colors, right? Yes. And which gives us Roy what? Roy beef. Roy beef. Yes, Roy beef. Yes. And these are separated based on their wavelength. Yes, based on their wavelength. So this is one of the principles that this question operates on. So you can see that this question is SS2 question, is under SS2 syllabus, which is why yesterday's video I gave you the tips and the tricks on how to prepare adequately for your exams. If you have not watched yesterday's live, go and watch it. I'm telling you, it's going to help you out because SS2 topics dominate the scheme. So take note of these. So let's move to the next question now. If you are joining me, you are welcome to the live. Then any question you see, you can decide to attempt it and drop the answer in the comments. And I would like to know where you are joining from, if you can indicate. So question 4, you can see that the best color of shirt to be worn on a bright noon day is, this question is so cheap. It is so cheap that even just 3 students can answer this question. Yes, just 3 students can answer. And then SS1 student can also answer this question because this topic is under SS1 work. Yes, and also taught in SS2. So please, the best color of shirt to be worn on a bright noon day is what? Because of the heat from the sun. We know that black color absorbs, okay, but white color does what? It reflects. Hence, the best color to wear on a hot sunny day is the white color, not the black, because this will absorb the heat into your body. I hope this one is clear. This is straightforward. Yes, this question is straightforward. So option D is the correct answer. Question 5. Yes, question 5. Can you see question 5? The image formed when an object is placed between the focus and the center of converging lens and the center of a converging lens is. Now you must know the principle of your lenses. We have the converging lens, we have the diverging lens, we have the converging mirror, we have the diverging mirror. You should know the difference between mirror and lenses and should be able to know the differences between converging and diverging. Please take note of this. If you have not gone through this, please, after this live, go through this particular topic because WAEC loves this particular topic a lot. We know that image formed by a converging lens when object is placed between focus and center of converging lens is, for a converging lens, we know that object between F and 2F, let me say object between F and 2F will give us what? The image will be real. Okay? The image will be inverted and the image will be magnified. Are you here? So, if you observe which option satisfy this particular things I wrote on here, you can see that option A is the correct answer here. So, this was how cheap last year's WAEC was. If you are writing WAEC this year, pray that your own will be more cheaper than this. Is that clear? So you have questions that involve calculations. You might have questions that you will also have questions definitely that will not involve calculation. Please take note of these. Is that clear? Now, if you are joining this live, I welcome you again. Yes, this is physics revision, OBJ, then later theory, and then we'll go to practicals, but not today. as the days progresses, because my aim and my goal and my prayer for you is to score A1. Yes, anything below A1 is unacceptable. Once you know how to play your game, A1 is for sure. Yesterday's video, I told you that you shouldn't. Why, if you fail your practical, fail physics, practical is 5%, then OBJ and AC or theory is 65%. And how are you sure you are going to score everything? Which is why if you fail practical, the highest you can get might be C6 or C5. Are you here? And practical is a free mark. This is a free work. If you are able to know your in and out, you obtain these 35 marks for free. You will do your practicals and this mark will be given to you. So if you obtain 35 marks in your practicals, tell me how many marks you need now from 65 to get an A. So this is a secret I'm giving to you today. If you're a physics student, if you're a science student, and if you are writing any subject that involve practicals, take them seriously, because those practicals will save you a lot of stress. So I hope what I just said is helpful to you. So if it is helpful to you, then let's proceed with the next question. Question number 6. For a charged body moving in an electric and magnetic crossed field, okay, electric, magnetic, cross field, the ratio of the electric field intensity E to the magnetic flux density B. The ratio, when you hear ratio, what does it imply? It means E over B. Is that clear? So if you are reading your question, you should be able to analyze stuff like this. See, you don't need to stress yourself. Once you have written stuff like this, then when you write this will give you the formula for what? This is equal to a particular formula. What formula is that? We have V. Is that clear? So this is velocity selector. Velocity selector. You don't need to stress yourself. This is a secret already. Listen, physics question has expo embedded in the question. Once you know what you are doing, expo is already in the questions. Are you here? Especially when the question involves calculations. There is no question that will not come without SI units. Are you here? So if you are having SI units, these are secrets already. These are expo. All you need to do is to look for a formula that contains this particular SI unit. Then you interpret. You are done. You are done. What are you waiting for? Please, if you are joining my live, I expect that you must be a very, very serious candidate and you must aim for A1. That is a fact. Anything below A1 is unacceptable. Yes, yes. If you get B2, we might celebrate you, but not that much. And I wish after your exams, you return to this channel and share your result, because my best wishes for you is to pass your exams with flying colors. I hope you are following. So let's proceed to question number 7. Question number 7 here is from which class? Can you see it? This is SS2. This is SS2 syllabus. This is SS2 work. Please go through yesterday's video. There are a lot of secrets I gave to you yesterday. Go through that live and obtain some secrets that will help you to pass your exams without stress. It says a note K. Okay, so you see that we have K here. The values given to us here are just for formalities, but not really for formalities. We are going to use them. But the fact is, if you look at the options, you will see that the options has no mathematical figure of values, which is why yesterday I told you guys that always check your options first before even reading the question. because the options will guide you as to what you are looking for and as to how your answer is going to be written. Okay, so please look at this. So it means that our goal is to find a connector between K and M, the relationship. So it says a note K from a keyboard has an amplitude of 0.5 centimeters. This is under sound wave. So our amplitude for K equals 0.5 cm, and frequency for A is 2000 hertz. Are you here? So another note M, we have another note called M. Okay, it has its own amplitude to be 1.5 centimeters and frequency to be 2000 hertz. What do you observe? Frequency is constant. Are you not seeing it? Frequency is constant. Then what happens to the amplitude? One is greater, the other is lesser. So if you compare the two notes, note K and note M, you will see that in your SS2 you were taught that loudness depends on amplitude. Is it not true? Loudness depends on amplitude, not frequency. So if frequency is constant, it means that the amplitude here shows loudness. So what does it mean? You now check the amplitude, which one is greater than the other. Oh, if you are my student, you must pass this WAEC, you must pass it. You must pass it. So loudness depends on amplitude. And since 1.5 is greater than 0.5, okay, from the question, isn't it? 1.5 is greater than, is greater than 0.5, isn't it? Hence, which option is the correct answer? If you are joining me, drop your answer in the comments. Which of these options now is the correct answer? I've given you the guide, and with this, you should be able to know the answer. Yes? Drop your answer in the comments. Drop your answer in the comment. Let me see. Which of these options is now correct based on my explanation? So if you have written that M is louder than K, then you are correct. Can you see it? Then you are correct. Yes. So now, from question 1 to 7, have you observed that option B is most common? You are a physics student, you are a scientist, you are a science student, you should be an observer, a student that observes things. Because some people, while writing exam, maybe you are busy seeing option B, and you are shading option B. Sometimes you begin to doubt your answer. It's because you are not sure of what you are doing. But if you look at it from question 1 to 7, the most dominant options are option B. So please, just know what you are doing, okay? And go to the exam hall, sit for your exam, and pass. Come out, and everybody celebrate you. Nobody will know the stress you passed through in the night. Nobody will know the sleepless night you had. Are you here? It is not written on the forehead. The only thing people celebrate is success, not failure. So please, do yourself the good by studying ahead of time and noting some of these concepts, because these concepts will help you a lot. Now let's look at question 8 now. Question 8, SS what? SS2. Can you see this SS2 topic? A simple pendulum of length, okay, length 0.8 meters is set oscillating on a planet. If the pendulum completes number of oscillation now, n equals what? 20 oscillations. In our t is given to be 60 seconds. Acceleration due to gravity on this planet that we should calculate on this planet, and we're given pi to be 3.14. Are you here? And I believe in your SS2, there is this practical you did under pendulum, and there is this formula you were given. Okay, there's a formula that has some of these, how am I going to put it? These parameters. Yes, which formula is that? T equals what? 2 pi square root of what? L over G. This is your formula. This is your formula. Absolutely. This is your formula. Because you have pi, you are looking for G, you have L, but number of oscillations is given to you, and time is given to you, and you have T here. And of course, you know that T equals what? Based on definition, period is what? The time taken to complete what? One oscillation. Isn't it? So you need to find your period, and you can do that if you wish, before even substituting, so that we know that our T will now equal what? T over N. You know this formula now, right? You know this formula. So that we'll have our T is given to be 60 over 20. So that this gives us 3 seconds. So this gives us our T. So with this, we can solve for this particular problem. Because I don't have space again, please permit me. I'm going to clean this part now. So if that's the case, okay, let me also wipe this side. Since we have the question already, we have the question here. Please look at the question in case you want to see the data as given. So from our formula, which is what? T equals 2 pi square root of what? L over G. We need to remove the square root, isn't it? We need to take the square root of both sides so that it will be gone. We will have T squared will now equal what? If we square 2, it gives us 4. Then pi becomes squared, right? Then we'll have L over G. Are you following? So if we make G the solid formula, what are we going to have? Our G will now equal what? 4 pi squared L over T squared. This is your formula. Exactly. So with this, we can now solve by substituting. So that we'll have 4 into 3.14 squared into 0.8, all divided by what? 3 squared. Are you here? If we begin to solve this, please, due to space, if you use your calculator, you'll see that 3.142 squared will give us 9.8596. All right? If we multiply that by 4 and by 0.8, we're going to have G to be equal to 31.55072 divided by 3 squared is 9. Okay, so that our final answer here will give us 3.51 meters per second squared. This gives us our final answer, and this is our option. So observe, which is what? 3.51. We have 3.51. We have 3.5, which is C. Are you here? So take note of this. WAEC loves decimal points. They love using or leaving their answers in decimal points. Let me even show you quickly. Look at this question. See that this is 11. Instead of writing 11, they wrote 11.0, 9.0. Your question, especially under practice. So if your answer is 2, don't leave it as 2, at least 2.0. Was made to 2 decimal places. All the secret I gave them to you yesterday. So please go through that so that you pass and you understand some of the secrets I gave to you. Is that clear? We've answered question 1 to 8. Then let's go to question 9 quickly. Question 9 is under which class now? This is TSS2. Yesterday I told you, I said close to 70% 70% of your questions will come from SS2 work. This is no joke. All your practicals are from SS2 work. Yes, go and check past questions. All of them are SS2 work. So please go and check through, and then this will help you and save you a lot of stress. Question 9. A liquid of mass 2 kg is under heat. Okay, 2 kg at 61 degrees Celsius or centigrade. So we have given data. We have our M to be 2 kg. Okay, a liquid of mass. Which liquid? Let's call it liquid A. Okay, liquid A. Please, due to and this OBJ, and because of space, just permit me to use this. For this L of A, we have a theta to be 61 degrees Celsius. It's kept in a locked vessel. If another 2 kg of the same liquid now, so we're having another mass. Let's differentiate the mass. I have M1, M2 to be 2 kg of the same liquid now. But it says if another 2 kg of the same liquid at 21 degrees Celsius at theta 2, this theta 1 equals 21 degrees Celsius, is added to the liquid in the vessel. Calculate the final temperature of the mixture. So this is under a method of mixture, under heat capacity, SS2 work. So you should be able to know that heat loss equals heat gained. Okay? Or heat lost by hotter substance equals heat gained by colder substance. Because of that, you are going to have equilibrium temperature. Is that clear? Because you are having initial temperature, you are having another temperature, you are going to have your final temperature that will give you the equilibrium temperature. So please take note of this. But the question here asks us specifically for the final temperature of the mixture. If you know what you are doing, you will not waste your time here. Is that clear? So let me give you a particular formula that can help us to solve for this quickly. Final temperature of the mixture for 2 kg at 61, we have 61 degrees Celsius. Then we have 21 degrees Celsius. The mass is 2 kg and 2 kg. So since the masses are equal, so the final temperature is the average. Are you here? Because the masses are equal, the final temperature, theta, will now equal what? Theta 1 plus theta 2 divided by 2. So that this will give us what? 61 plus 21 divided by 2. Can you see how cheap this question is? If it is exam, this should take you 10 seconds. You are done. Alright? So our answer should be 41 degrees. Option B. Can you still see that this is option B? Oh, so please prepare adequately and you pass your exams perfectly. Alright? So this question 10, we might not be able to solve everything today. We'll continue from tomorrow. But let's proceed. Anywhere we'll stop for today. Question 10. The diagrams below indicate the current induced in a coil as a result of relative motion between it and a bar magnet. Which of these diagrams illustrate the direction of the induced current? Now, with this, you will now recall what you were taught in SS1. When it comes to like charges attract and unlike charges, is it like charges attract? Like charges repel, right? And unlike charges attract each other. So if that is the case, that is the same. That's the fact. Like charges will repel each other, while unlike charges will attract each other. So you now begin to look at the arrowhead. These arrowheads you are seeing, they are very important, okay? Look at the directions of the arrowhead because it has already been captured All right, you must use your eyes very well. Look at the arrowheads. All right, so from this, even without looking at the question, I know that two options automatically are wrong. Two options here are very wrong. Then there are two that are closely correct, but one is the final answer. Are you here? The induced current opposes the change causing it. Okay, it will oppose the change that is causing it. So the correct diagram must show a current direction producing a magnetic effect opposing the magnetic motion. So the direction must oppose the motion. So if you look at it correctly, let's look at the first option. Look at the arrowhead. All right, this is the direction producing it. All right, so if this is the direction producing it, look at the way the movement is. Then look at, this is north pole and this is south pole. Are you here? North pole and south pole. Remember that they are relative to each other. All right, then look at the option B now. This is going this opposite direction. Okay, look at the north pole. This arrow indicates is showing you what is happening with the bar magnet. Please take note of that. It's showing you what is happening with the bar magnet. Take note of what is happening. So you see, this is north, and this is north. All right, moving towards this direction. And look at the arrows, they are also pointing towards this direction. Are you here? So look at option C now. This is north also. Okay, but look at the arrow here. Look at the arrow. This arrow, sorry, let me clean this. This arrow, can you see where it's headed? Look at this arrowhead. Please permit me, I'm having issues here. Then look at this particular arrow. Okay, then look at this final one here. Can you see that the best answer to this is option C? This is your answer, option C, based on Lenz's law. After this session, go and check Lenz's law. Okay, it tells us that induced current opposes the change causing it. The induced current will oppose the change. It will fight the man that is causing it. It's just like you're fighting somebody that is trying to help you. Okay, then and if you check the diagram, this is the best option for us. Is that clear? So please take note of this. And can you see how closely related the options are? Can you see how closely related they are? So which is why you must be very careful while answering your question. Is that clear? So let's solve this question 11. If two bodies A and B, are each in thermal equilibrium with another body C, so we have A, B, and C. Then the three bodies are in thermal equilibrium laws. Then you collect some of these laws. After this, go and read these laws. Some of your textbooks will not capture this, and some of your teachers might ignore some of these topics. Go and learn them today. Is that clear? Learn them. They are very important. So if you look at it, if two bodies are each in thermal equilibrium with a third body, okay, then they are in thermal equilibrium with each other, is your answer. Is that clear? So please take notes of those options that are familiar to you and you know them, but they are not related to the question. Then you begin to cancel them out. If you observe, this is giving you a clue. First law, second law, third law. You see that all these ones are related. So automatically, by isolation, as a science student, you should be able to be very wise. Okay? You should be a student that think out of the box. In fact, let me give you another secret. The way WAEC set question now is so that student can think. It's no more define this, define that. It's based on observation and analysis. You observe, you analyze, then you come out with solution. because they are trying to build up leaders of tomorrow that can think out of the box, not just define this, what is this, what is that. No, WAEC has gone past that now. So you should be able to use your eyes very well. Also try to use your senses very well so that you pass your exams adequately. Now let's look at question 12 now. In some school, they might have ignored this particular topic, probably due to time factor. Okay, some schools are unable to cover their syllabus, and because of that, they will ignore some of these particular topics. A constant voltage source in the circuit below supplies a sinusoidal alternating EMF. When you hear this, it means the source, the supply is AC, not air conditioned, but this is alternating current. Why is it called alternating? If you draw your graph, okay, it goes up and down. Can you see this? So this is high and this is low. Alternate. This is on and this is off if you are doing OR gate, AND gate, and the rest. Okay, so it means that the light you are having currently in your house, okay, if you are using solar or whatever, I'm not referring to you. If the power supply is from maybe EDC or maybe NEPA, let me use NEPA because that's what we used to know them with. What they supply you with is called alternating current. It's not stable. It goes on and off, on and off, on and off at a frequency of 50 hertz. And because of that, the symbol is now gotten from the graph. Okay, can you see this now? And that's why you are seeing this symbol here. So anytime you are seeing this symbol, it indicates that it is referring to alternating currents and not direct currents. Okay, for direct current, you are going to see your source to be battery or cell. Okay, if it is only one, it is called cell. If there are two or more, we call them battery, not cells, but battery, the plural form. Take note of this. So with that being said, let's go through the question now. The voltages marked against the components are peak values. Peak values. That's what the question is saying, that the voltage marked against the components. What are the components? This component number one. I believe you have heard of RLC circuit. RLC circuit is resistance or resistor, capacitor, which is capacitance, and inductor, which is inductance. Okay? And for resistor, it is given in ohms, a name of a scientist. For capacitor, is measured in farad, Michael Faraday. And for inductor, it is measured in Henry. Okay? Another scientist. So take note of this. So these are the values given to us: 3 volts, 2 volts, and 6 volts, consumed by a resistor, consumed by a capacitor, consumed by an inductor. So the peak value for this in RLC circuit inside for electronics component, you find inside them. Okay, plus open bracket what? X L squared, some will say XC squared minus XC squared, which we will put it this way. So this is resistance, this is capacitive inductive reactance, this is capacitive reactance. Okay, if time permits, I'm going to show you how this particular formula is being gotten. Is that clear? So, but basically, this is the formula we are going to transform, because we are now giving these values not in ohms, not in farad, Henry, but in volts. So because of that, we will now convert this. This is our total voltage. We have our R of R squared. Will not be enough for me. Let me use this side. Plus what? of L minus voltage of C squared. Can you see it? So if you know this one, you see that this one is walkover. Are you with me? So this is the formula you're going to use in substituting in order to solve for your problem. Is that clear? So let's substitute quickly so that we have V equals what? Square root of, we have 3 squared, right? Plus, open bracket, 6 minus 2 squared. Yes or no? That is it. So that our V will now equal square root of what? 3 squared is what? 9. 6 minus 2 will give us 4. 4 squared will give us what? 16. So that 9 plus 16 will give us 25. V equals square root of 25, and our final answer is 5 volts. Can you see it? Can you see 5 volts here? You can see 5 volts. Perfect. That is it. I hope you are following. So please try to see how you can be able to answer past questions, and also how to be able to answer your own question when the time comes. Okay? The is just for you to be able to apply. That's why I said right now there are exams that your wisdom, the ability to think outside the box. Because sometimes, oh, I know of a formula that has impedance equals this, but these components already are giving you some clues. Okay, these components already is an expo to you. Is that clear? So please, we are going to stop here for today. From tomorrow, we are going to continue from question 13. Is that clear? Can you see this particular question? I'm going to leave it to you to solve so that you drop the answer in the comments. And if you need to screenshot this particular question, screenshot it. We are going to use this circuit to answer question 17 and question 18. Is that clear? Short this, then look at question 17. The current passing through the 63 ohm resistor. This is SS1 work. Okay, take note of rules and the laws that guide this particular diagram. When current passes through a circuit in series, what happened to the current? If the components are in parallel, what happened to the current? Then what happened to the voltage? These are how we are going to solve this question. Then question 18, calculate the terminal PD of the battery in the diagram. So you are calculating the total supplied voltage, okay, of the battery, the volts supplied by the battery into the circuit. Is that clear? So please, tomorrow's live, when we come online, I would expect you to drop the answer, and if you're able to solve it before then, you can drop your answers in the comments. So if you are part of this live today, I sincerely welcome you to this live. Is that clear? Are you still part of the live? Okay, I have some messages here that I haven't responded to. So you weren't hearing me? Sorry for that, because I saw some messages here referring to the volume. So please, tomorrow we are going to continue from where we stop, please. All right, I will try by all means to correct some of the suggestions you are making in the comments. Sorry for whatever inconveniences you had during the session. So we'll continue from tomorrow. Is that clear? So thank you for joining the live today. Please indicate where you are watching from. Indicate the country or the state where you are watching from, please. This particular person, are you sitting for the exams? As time progresses, we are going to solve the past questions, okay? We are going to solve those questions that will help us. That is the JEE advanced level questions or previous questions. We are going to do that. But for now, we are trying to help WAEC students so that they can pass their exams perfectly. So thank you for joining the live. I'm going to end the stream now. See you tomorrow, please.